All right, guys, so today is currently February 12th, 2025, and I'm just going to be going over a couple trades that I took this week. Not going to lie, I was a little bit emotional, but I managed to, I guess, make the money back, right? There were also a couple of trades I took by mistake, but yeah, let's get into it. All right, so for the first trade, it was taken during the London session. We went 9 contracts short on MNQ, and it resulted in basically break even, which honestly kind of sucked because at one point we were so close to TP and we were up around like $500 and then it just straight up reversed. But yeah, let's go into the charts. So here on the 1 hour time frame, we have equilibrium at this area over here. We have hourly fair value gaps here and here. And we just swept this hourly high, right? At this point, I'm looking for price to continue lower. And yeah, we go towards the lower time frame for our entry. So this is the 15 minute. I'm just actually gonna delete these really quick. Hourly sweep, looking for some kind of, retracement off this area. And basically there's a 15-minute fair value gap that formed right here. However, we did not get a, well, I guess on the lower time frames, we did get a displacement lower. But yeah, so basically there was a 15-minute fair value gap, and then I went into a lower time frame and I found this 5-minute fair value gap right here. And I decided to set my limit order at the top of the fair value gap. That's only because I wanted a better entry. Our stop loss was at the high over here, and our TP was these relative equal lows. Honestly, I was looking for price to just sweep this area and potentially draw lower towards the higher time frame fair value gaps, but as you can see, price never did. So I'll play price forward. This is where we were so close to hitting TP, and yeah, honestly, it really sucks because at this point I moved my stops to break even, and eventually we just got stopped out. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this trade. Basically, higher time frame draws on liquidity, which is the equilibrium and the hourly fair value gap. We swept hourly highs and we took our entry off a retracement into a lower time frame fair value gap, targeting these lows. Unfortunately, we just got stopped out. And yeah, let's move to the next trade. All right, so moving on to the second trade. This trade was taken during London session as well, and we went 8 contracts short, which also resulted in a $196 loss. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. There were definitely some things I could have improved on this trade. So yeah, let's just get into the analysis. Basically, on the 1 hour time frame, we actually didn't get an hourly sweep. However, I was looking for price to continue lower towards the hourly fair value gap and the hourly equilibrium, right? We also formed higher time frame fair value gaps right here, hourly fair value gap, and we broke structure lower, right? So at this point, I'm looking for price to continue lower. Let's move straight to the 1 minute. As you can see here, we had a breaker structure displacement, and when price came back up, I took an entry off this fair value gap and I placed my stop loss at the highs right over here. As you can see, price went straight to our stop loss, and honestly, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is, right? Now, where I could have done better on this was definitely a better entry. So I should have waited for the 2 AM high to be swept, as well as a rejection of the hourly fair value gap. Because as you can see here, had we just waited, we could have actually made a profit, right? I mean, yeah, it is what it is. We live and we learn. So let's just move on to the next trade. All right, guys. So moving on to the third trade, this is where things really started to get rough for me. I started to get really emotional, right? And that was because, the night before we took a loss, and I was focused on the money, right? And I honestly started to question myself again if prop firms was even for me. But then again, if you can't even trade a prop firm, can you really even trade a live account in the long run? I mean, I guess, there are definitely some benefits to trading a live account, which is you get your pay instantly. Yeah, besides that, I guess let's just get straight to the trade. So here on the hourly time frame, basically I thought we got an hourly sweep, right? So at this point I was looking for price to continue lower, right, towards this area over here and this hourly fair value gap. Let's move straight to the 1 minute. Unfortunately, price, like literally, we were in this trade for 4 minutes and we got stopped out, which resulted in a $468 loss. As you can see here, there's really no entry. I just got emotional, right? I saw this as resting sell side. There were fair value gaps here. So I was looking for price to continue lower after sweeping this hourly high. And at this point, I started to get even more emotional, right? We took an L. And then, you know, if we scroll back, I see these highs right here. And in my head, I'm like, okay, price could potentially draw higher to this area. So I basically stopped trading for a little bit and I waited for price to, you know, make its move. And at this point right here, I went in 10 contracts long, right? I went 10 contracts long and we were up until we weren't. Price eventually reversed all the way back down and stopped us out, right? So at this point, we were down roughly $1,000 on the account, and that really affected me mentally, right? Because it sucked that I didn't really follow my plan. Well, I guess like in terms of my entry, honestly, like I just didn't really follow my plan. I just wanted to make my money back, which is such a bad mindset, right? And it resulted into another loss, right? Another $395 loss, which, like I said before, put us like negative $1,020 on the account. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I literally just got the account. Am I really gonna lose it just like that? And dude, that just really sucked, right? So eventually what I did was I went back to my original plan, my original bias, right? To take shorts because I was looking for price to go lower after this hourly sweep. So I ended up doing, okay, this might sound bad, but I went another 20 contracts short. So basically at this point I was like, okay, I'm looking for a price to continue lower because we got that hourly sweep, right? We broke structure lower, and when price retraced towards this fair value gap, I took an entry, right? It was at 21,843, and when price continued lower and retraced back up, I decided to do another 10 contracts, and yeah, basically it played out. I obviously reduced my risk a lot more when I added on another 10 contracts, but yeah, I mean, that put us back to essentially break even on the account, which I'm pretty glad. But I wouldn't say it was a great decision, but it did follow the plan. We got the hourly sweep, we got lower time frame, break of structure, displacement, retracement into a fair value gap to continue lower, and the overall drawn liquidity was lower, right? So it wasn't gambling in a sense that I was blindly taking the trades. It was more gambling because I put on more risk, right? I was coming from a desperate situation there, but you know what? We're good. We recovered. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this one. Quite a bit happened, but we managed to make it out alive. And yeah, let's just move on to the next trade. All right, so moving on to the trade that we took today. It was a 8 contract short on NASDAQ, and this resulted in a $604 win. So yeah, let's just get straight to it. Basically, on the 1 hour time frame, I knew that in a couple hours there would be CPI, right? And at this point, I was thinking, on the higher time frame, we have a bunch of buy side liquidity resting here. And previously, before, I thought that once it hit London session open, price would continue higher, right? That's what I previously thought. But then after like experiencing a couple CPIs, and my thought process was like, okay, you know, I think price can potentially go a lot lower before continuing higher to take out the buy side. So at this point, I'm looking for price to go lower, and I'm looking to take short positions. As you can see here, we have hourly fair value gaps. We have 2 a.m. high, 2 a.m. low, and I was looking for price to draw lower. So let's just go straight to the 1 minute. As you can see here, price retraced all the way up to this 15-minute fair value gap right here into the hourly fair value gap. I actually wanted a better entry, which was why I went with the 15-minute, right? And as you can see here, this entry was perfect. We had like very minimal drawdown and we went straight to TP. Now, like it definitely did take a while, right? But it played out. We basically had a breaker structure lower, retracement into a higher time frame fair value gap to take the shorts, right? And our TP was at the 2 a.m. low. We definitely missed out on a lot here. My initial TP was this low over here, but I was like, you know what? It's already past our London session silver bullet hour, and I just wanted to get out of the trade and go to bed. So I decided to remove it, or I decided to move it up, right? And obviously, the second I do that, price hits our original TP. But you know what? We're still up. I am not complaining about that. I'm pretty happy with this trade. It was pretty solid, not gonna lie, pretty solid. As you can see here, price went all the way up, took out these highs, and then 8 a.m. New York session, price dumped all the way down, and eventually came back all the way up, right? So I was looking to take a trade here, but I actually slipped past it. So you know what? It is what it is. We're still up on the day. So yeah. Anyways, that'll be all for now, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys. So today's currently February 13th, 2025. And today, I gotta say, was a horrendous trading day. It started off okay, and then I completely just messed it up. Basically, what happened was, I saw my setup form, right? I took the trade and we took a loss, right? However, I was trying to set a limit order on Top Step for like taking partials, but I accidentally added onto the position instead of just setting the limit order, right? So that that made the loss a lot more. And then I still stuck with my initial bias, and I saw another potential for a re-entry, right? So I took it again, and that one also resulted in a loss as well, which really sucks, right? So at this point, not gonna lie, my mental was completely messed up. I started revenge trading, and let's just say that put me in a really bad spot. So I mean, I'm like, there's not really much to show you guys on the charts. But yeah, here, I'll show you guys like right now. Basically, we had the hourly sweep here, right? We had a breaker structure lower, displacement, a fair value gap created here, and we got stopped out. So that was our first trade, and then another trade. I can't remember where I took the other trade, but yeah, like that one resulted in a loss. I'm just gonna show you guys like my trading history because it is so bad. We legit only have like what 300 something left to lose, and then we like lose this funded account. This was bad. This was really bad. Like it is definitely hard for me to like show you guys these losses because I mean it just doesn't feel great, right? Because I mean it is the truth and I'm not trying to hide it, but like my trading is ass. my psychology is ass. Like I am struggling so hard with this, and I don't know why. I mean, like I do know why. I'm revenge trading, right? and I'm not following my rules. And that's leading to me making more bad decisions, right? And gambling, essentially. Dude, like, I feel like I've been just saying this so many times, and it's getting really, like, frustrating for me. And, like, I know I have no one to blame but myself. I literally watched, like, some trading psychology video, but the guy was basically talking about, like, you should make a contract with yourself every morning, which is what I did. So every morning I'm gonna read this, sign it, and, like, at the bottom I put here, I said, before taking any trade I have to sign this piece of paper, right? Hopefully that will limit my emotional trading. Like, okay, this is what I noticed. It's like, when I first start trading, it's completely fine. I'm, like, fully disciplined. But the second I take a loss, that's when I start tilting, right? And, like, this is why, as of right now, I'm going to limit myself to, like, 3 trades a day. So essentially, like, either 1 in New York and 2 in London, or 1 in London and then 2 in New York, right? Okay, actually, we'll see. The second I take a loss, I'm going to just step away. And then if I see a setup again, I'll come back. But it also has to be within, silver bullet hour. I didn't really think that trading psychology would be that big of a deal. At least when I first started, right? But now it's like the one thing that's really setting me back. And it's crazy. I mean, like, the only thing I can do right now is to just keep going and move forward, right? Slowly rebuild my confidence. Trade with a lower size, right? Like, it's really bad how, like, I can feel like I have a hard time trading lower size, because in my head I'm like, I'll be making nothing, right? But I shouldn't be thinking like that. I should be thinking, like, trade lower size because you want to focus on the process instead of the money, right? I'm focusing too much on the money right now, guys, and it's like it is so bad. And I don't know if it's because, like, I'm watching all these YouTubers make a bunch of money, and I'm just, like, feeling inadequate because I'm not at their level. But, like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just me. I put myself in this position. And, like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like a drug, but essentially, like, I'm always just relapsing when it comes to trading, like, especially when it comes to taking losses. Like, my like, revenge trading is just like, I can't end on a loss. Like, that is so bad. That's literally gambling mentality. Like, that is so bad. I want to change it so bad. And, like, what sucks is that I know what I have to do, but I just don't do it. Bro, like, oh God, I need to go to, like, some kind of trading rehab or something for revenge trading. Like, this is what pops up in my mind every time I disregard my rules or I start revenge trading and it ends up really bad. I literally picture myself buried under dirt trying to crawl back up. Like, that's literally what I imagine. I'd start to feel like a heavy weight in my heart. Because it hurts. Like I'm literally like inflicting unnecessary pain on myself. And there's like literally no other way besides to just improve on myself. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you in the next trade. Alright guys, so today is currently February 16th, 2025, and today I'm just going to be reviewing a trade I took on Friday, which unfortunately resulted in a loss, but you know what, I was completely cool with it because we followed our strategy, and it was just one of those times that just didn't play out, right? But yeah, overall on the Top Step account, we're currently in a tight spot, but you know, there's really no one else to blame but myself. And yeah, we have like a little less than $200 left. So we're just going to make the best of it. And you know what? Whatever happens, happens. I just want to really enjoy the process of trading. So yeah, let's just get straight to the trade recap. So here on the hourly time frame, we have hourly sweeps right here and right here. This is where I usually look for a reversal into either like equilibrium or some kind of inefficiency on the lower time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute. Basically, we broke structure lower. This was a change of character, and there was a little 15-minute fair value gap here. And when price continued higher, that's when I decided to take my short position, right? And as you can see here, it resulted in a loss, like, well, relatively quickly. So, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I think something I definitely could have paid more closer attention to was this hourly fair value gap. I mean, realistically on the 15-minute, if we do draw fib from the bottom to top here, we kind of already like we already retraced into this higher time frame fair value gap, and price continued higher, right? And I should have saw that as a rejection for price to continue higher. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things that I decided to just execute, and it just didn't play out. But just something to think of for next time. So yeah, I mean, there's really not too much to say about this. I'll show you guys my Top Step account right here. As you can see, our balance is this, and our maximum loss limit is this. So cutting it close, and I'll show you guys the trade history for this week. As you can see, it is completely horrendous. But yeah, there's really nothing to say here. So yeah, that'll pretty much be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I also have a link in the description below for a free Discord server. I'm trying to grow it again, you know, try to talk to like-minded traders and create long-lasting friendships, you know, because I genuinely believe that we will all make it there one day. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, peace.